You know that feeling when you're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and sleep just won't come? The clock ticks louder. Your mind races, your body feels tired, but your mind just won't stop running. You think about the doctor's appointment next week, or whether you locked the front door, or someone said to you earlier that day, and before you know it, it's 3 a.m. again, and you're still wide awake. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of seniors struggle with restless nights, tossing and turning, only to wake up feeling exhausted. Your body needs rest more than ever. Yet somehow, true deep sleep feels further and further out of reach. But what if I told you there's a simple trick? One you can do in just 60 seconds that can help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Now imagine this for a moment. You lie down at night, take a deep breath, and within just 1 minute, your body begins to relax, your mind quiets, and sleep begins to come naturally. No pills, no tossing and turning, just calm, steady rest. That's the kind of peace the 4-7-8 breathing method promises. And today, we're going to talk about how it works, why it's so powerful, especially for seniors, and how you can start using it tonight to fall asleep faster and wake up feeling more refreshed. This isn't just some trendy wellness hack. It's backed by science, used by doctors, and best of all, it requires no special equipment, no pills, and no complicated routines. Just you, your breath, and a few quiet moments. Well, let me tell you about Martha, a 72-year-old viewer who wrote to me after trying this. She'd spent years relying on sleeping pills, only to wake up groggy. After just 1 week of 4-7-8 breathing, she was falling asleep 20 minutes faster without medication. Getting quality sleep after 60 isn't just about feeling rested. It affects your memory, your immune system, your mood, even your blood pressure. And unfortunately, sleep problems become more common as we age. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. With a few simple techniques, like this breathing method, you can actually retrain your body and brain to relax again. So, what exactly is the 4-7-8 breathing trick? We'll get into the details in just a bit. But first, let's take a moment to talk about why it works so well, especially for older adults. Because it's not magic. It's your body's own natural ability to relax that we're tapping into. As we get older, our bodies go through changes that make restful sleep harder to come by. Maybe you wake up more often in the night. Maybe it's harder to fall back asleep once you do. Or maybe you just don't feel as rested in the morning, even after a full night in bed. Part of that is due to a drop in melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate your sleep cycle. Another big part is stress. Yes, even in retirement, even after the kids have grown and life has slowed down, stress doesn't go away. It just changes. You worry about your health, your independence, sometimes even about feeling alone or not having a purpose. And that stress can quietly live in your body, showing up when your head hits the pillow. That's where breathing comes in, because the way you breathe affects your nervous system. And when you breathe in a certain way, slowly, intentionally, with control, you send a signal to your body that says, it's safe now, you can rest. Now here's something most people don't realize. Your breath is the one part of your nervous system that you can control. You can't control your heartbeat directly, or your digestion, or your hormone levels, but you can control your breath. And when you do, all those other systems start to follow your lead. That's why breathing techniques have been used for thousands of years in meditation, yoga, and now, more and more, in modern medicine. Doctors are finally catching up to what ancient traditions knew all along, that the breath is a gateway to relaxation and healing. So, how does the 4-7-8 method work? Before we practice it together, let's walk through the basics. It's called 4-7-8 because that's the rhythm you'll follow. You breathe in gently through your nose for 4 seconds. You hold that breath for 7 seconds. Then you exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. And that's it. You repeat that cycle 3 or 4 times. And by the end, most people feel noticeably calmer. In fact, many people report falling asleep before they even finish the 4th breath. You might be wondering, how often should I do this? Or what if I have trouble holding my breath? Don't worry. We'll cover all that, plus some surprising ways to make this technique even more powerful. Because when it comes to sleep, Small changes can make a world of difference. Now, if you're thinking, that sounds too simple, that's exactly the point. It's so simple and yet so effective because it taps into your body's built-in relaxation system. It helps slow down your heart rate, lowers your blood pressure, and quiets the racing thoughts in your head. Let's talk about why this is especially helpful for seniors. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive to stress. You might notice that you feel more anxious about things you used to brush off, or your heart races more easily when something upsets you. That's because your nervous system has aged too. It doesn't bounce back as quickly from stress, which means, unless you help it calm down, it stays activated longer than it should. Think of your nervous system like a car engine. When you were younger, it could go from 60 miles an hour to a full stop pretty fast. But now it takes more time. So if you're lying in bed and your brain is stuck in high gear, you need something to help shift it into park. And breathing, especially 4-7-8 breathing, is like your gear shift. It gives your body the signal it needs to slow everything down. Now, let's pause here for a moment. I want you to do a small exercise with me, just as a warm-up. Sit comfortably. Rest your hands in your lap or on your chest if that feels better. Close your eyes if you like, and just take a slow, gentle breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Again, breathe in slowly and let it out. Notice how your body begins to respond. Even after just 2 breaths, your shoulders might drop a little. Your jaw softens. Your heartbeat starts to settle. That's your body saying, thank you. Even without using the full 4-7-8 pattern yet, you're already showing your body what rest feels like again. And that's the beauty of this practice. It meets you where you are. No fancy equipment, no medications, no need to change clothes or lie on the floor. Just your breath and your willingness to give it a try. Some seniors worry that they won't be able to hold their breath that long, especially the 7-second hold. And if that's you, don't worry at all. The numbers aren't set in stone. The real key is the rhythm. The breath in should be shorter than the breath out. If that means you breathe in for 3, hold for 5, and exhale for 6, that's perfectly fine. Over time, your lungs will grow stronger and your body will adjust. This isn't a test. It's a tool. What matters most is consistency. Doing it regularly. Just like watering a plant. One big splash doesn't do much. But a little every day, that's when the real change happens. Let me share a quick story. A woman named Helen, who's 74, shared that she hadn't slept through the night in over 2 years. Her doctor tried different pills, but nothing worked for long. Her daughter told her about this breathing technique. At first, Helen rolled her eyes. She thought it was just another internet trend. But one night, after a particularly exhausting day, she gave it a try. She sat up in bed, turned off the lights, and started the 4-7-8 breathing. She said she barely made it to the 3rd round before her body felt like it was floating. The next morning, she woke up at 7:30 a.m. and couldn't believe it. No bathroom trip at 3 a.m., no staring at the ceiling for hours. Just sleep. Peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. Now it's part of her nightly routine, and she hasn't looked back since. And Helen's not alone. Thousands of seniors are discovering how powerful this method can be. Not just for sleep, but also for moments during the day when stress creeps in, like before a doctor visit, or when reading the news, or when you feel overwhelmed by everything that's happening around you. This kind of breathing isn't just about falling asleep. It's about taking back control of your nervous system. It's about learning how to tell your body, you're safe, you're okay, it's time to rest. And that message becomes even more powerful the older we get, because the world doesn't slow down just because we do. So we need tools, real simple, effective tools, to help us manage the noise. Now that you understand the basics of how the 4-7-8 breathing works and why it's so effective, we're going to gently move into how to begin using it as a part of your nightly routine. Think of this like setting the stage for a performance. Your performance of peaceful sleep and setting the right mood and environment is just as important as the breath itself. Let's take a moment to imagine a perfect sleep environment. Not the kind you see in magazines, but one that feels good for you. Because as you start practicing the 4-7-8 breathing method, your surroundings can make a world of difference. Think of it as creating your own little sleep sanctuary, a space that tells your brain, it's time to rest now. Start by looking at your bedroom as if you're seeing it for the first time. Is it cluttered? Too bright? Too warm? Even the tiniest things, like a buzzing clock or a blinking light from a charger, can signal your brain to stay alert. So one of the kindest things you can do for yourself is to simplify that space. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Keep your phone out of arm's reach. Maybe light a soft candle or turn on a diffuser with lavender or chamomile oil. Something calming, nothing too strong. And temperature? That matters more than you might think. Many seniors find they sleep better when the room is a little cooler, around 65 to 68 degrees. That's because your body naturally drops in temperature when it prepares for sleep. So setting the room temperature to match that drop helps you ease into rest more naturally. Now about timing. It's best to practice the 4-7-8 technique right as you're getting into bed, but you can also use it as part of a wind-down ritual. Maybe you sit in a comfy chair with a cup of warm tea, decaf of course, or listen to gentle music before bed. Then, as you lay down, you begin your breathing practice. Think of it like a gentle slope instead of a sharp drop. You're guiding your body towards sleep, not forcing it. Now, let's get back to breath itself. By now, you know the rhythm. In for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. Let's go a bit deeper into what each phase is actually doing for your body. The inhale, those for seconds to the nose, pulls in oxygen. That's the fuel your brain and muscles need, not just during the day, but at night too. Most people breathe too shallowly, especially when they're anxious. So that slow, deep inhale helps open your lungs fully, which tells your brain, I'm okay. Then comes the 7-second hold. This is where the magic starts to happen. When you hold your breath, you're creating a gentle pause in your nervous system, a reset. You're giving your heart a moment to slow. You're giving your brain a moment to quiet. It's like pressing a soft pause button. And in that pause, your body begins to shift into a calmer state. Finally, the 8-second exhale. This part is crucial because when you exhale slowly, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest and digestion. This is what helps slow your heart rate, reduce your blood pressure, and relax your muscles. That long, slow breath out is your body's natural off switch. If you ever notice that sign makes you feel better, that's why. The body is wired to relax on the exhale. So when you make the exhale longer than the inhale, you're turning up the volume on that relaxation signal. Now, some folks ask, should I breathe through my nose or mouth? The answer is, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. That combination helps control the airflow and keeps you from breathing too fast. But if for any reason breathing through your nose is difficult, maybe due to congestion or medical conditions, it's okay to adjust. The most important part is maintaining that slow rhythm. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about calming your system. You may also notice that thoughts start to drift in while you're doing this breathing, especially if you're new to it. That's perfectly normal. In fact, it's expected. The mind loves to wander, especially when it's been busy all day. The trick isn't to fight those thoughts. It's to gently return your focus to your breath. You might say something silently in your mind, like in on the inhale, hold during the pause, and out during the exhale. That way, your attention stays with your body instead of spiraling off into thoughts about tomorrow's errands or last week's conversation. Each time you catch your mind wandering and bring it back to breath, that's success. That's practice. Now, let's talk about how many times you should do this each night. Start with 4 full cycles. That's 1 set. For many people, that's enough to feel the shift into sleepiness. If you're still awake, wait a minute and do another 4 cycles. But don't worry about counting or watching the clock. This isn't a race or a chore. This is your moment to slow down and let go. Here's what happens when you practice this night after night. Your body starts to learn. It recognizes a pattern. The nervous system becomes trained to relax more quickly. That means you might start yawning after just the first breath, because your brain is learning the association. This pattern equals sleep. It's like muscle memory. Just as your body knows how to ride a bike or write your name, it can learn how to fall asleep again, naturally, gently, without pills or frustration. And the benefits go far beyond just sleep. When you practice 4-7-8 breathing regularly, even during the day, you build up what we might call a relaxation reserve. So when something stressful happens, like a medical test or a tough conversation, you're not starting from empty. You've already trained your body to stay calmer. Your heart rate doesn't spike as high. Your mind doesn't race as fast. You recover quicker. One gentleman named Arthur told us that after he started doing 4-7-8 breathing before bed, he noticed his blood pressure readings at the doctor's office were lower, not because of medication, but because he was calmer. And because he was sleeping better, he had more energy during the day. He felt sharper, more hopeful, more in control. And that's what this is really about. Control. After 60, there are so many things that feel like they're slipping out of your hands. Maybe your memory isn't what it used to be. Maybe your mobility has changed. Maybe people treat you like you're fragile, even when you're not. But your breath? That's yours. That's something no one can take from you. It's free, it's powerful, and it's always with you. You don't need to wait for the perfect night to try it. You don't need silence or special music or a new mattress. All you need is this moment, right here, right now. So let's do a full cycle together. Sit comfortably or lie back in bed if that's where you are. Let your shoulders drop. Relax your jaw. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Now breathe in gently through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now exhale slowly through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you feel sleepy already, that's beautiful. If not, that's okay too. This is a practice. Each breath is one step closer to better sleep, better health, and better days ahead. Some nights it may take longer. That doesn't mean it isn't working. It just means your body is still learning, still healing, still adjusting. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself the same kindness you'd offer to a friend. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, don't panic. That happens to almost everyone at some point. Instead of turning on the light or reaching for your phone, go right back to your breath. Start the 4-7-8 rhythm again. Let it cradle you back to sleep like a soft lullaby. You might also find that this breathing helps during other moments of your day, maybe while waiting in a long line, or when you're sitting quietly and start to feel lonely or worried. Your breath can become your companion, steady, calming, trustworthy. And over time, you'll begin to notice something truly remarkable. You'll start to feel less anxious overall. Your mind will feel clearer. Your emotions will feel more balanced. And when it's time to sleep, you'll no longer dread the night. Instead, you'll welcome it as a time to rest, to heal, and to let go of the weight of the day. Now, as we come toward the close of this conversation, let's talk about something truly powerful: consistency. Because like any healthy habit, the 4-7-8 breathing technique doesn't just work because you tried it once. It works because you give it the space and time to take root in your life. Think of it like planting a garden. You don't expect a flower to bloom the day after you drop the seed into the dirt. No, you water it. You give it sunlight. You tend to it. And then, almost like magic, it starts to grow. It's the same with your sleep. Each night you return to this breathing practice, you're nurturing your body's ability to rest. And rest is where healing happens. If you've struggled with sleep for years, I know that disappointment can creep in quickly. You try something new, and if it doesn't work right away, it's tempting to say, well, this doesn't work either, but give it time. Give yourself time. This isn't about doing it perfectly. It's about gently returning again and again to the rhythm that brings peace. You might find that some nights are easier than others. That's completely normal. Maybe one night you drift off within the first few breaths, and another night your mind is restless. Don't fight it. Don't judge yourself. Just keep breathing. Even if you're not asleep yet, you are still resting. Your heart rate is slowing. Your blood pressure is stabilizing. Your body is recovering. That matters. And let's not forget, sleep isn't just about how many hours you're in bed. It's about the quality of that rest. Deep, uninterrupted, peaceful sleep helps your memory stay sharper, your immune system stays stronger, and your mood stays steadier. It's not selfish to prioritize sleep. It's smart. Now, I want to mention something that might surprise you. Using this breathing technique during the day can also improve your sleep at night. Why? Because when you're calmer during the day, your body carries less tension into the evening, less adrenaline, less stress. So even just doing 2 or 3 rounds of 4-7-8 breathing after lunch or in the afternoon when you're feeling sluggish or anxious can set the stage for better sleep later. It's like gently dimming the lights before bedtime. Each breath you take during the day is one more step toward restfulness. You can also make it part of other routines. For example, many people like to use the 4-7-8 method right after brushing their teeth. It becomes a natural part of getting ready for bed. Or maybe you pair it with putting on your pajamas or turning down the bed. The more you connect this breathing pattern to the end of your day, the more your brain starts to see it as a signal. Okay, time to rest now. And if you live with a partner or even a grandchild who struggles with sleep, this can be something you share together. It can be a family habit. One couple in their 70s told me they both started doing 4-7-8 breathing every night, and it became a bonding ritual, something that brought them closer while also helping them rest. Imagine that. A technique so simple, yet so powerful, that it not only improves your health, but deepens your relationships. That's the kind of change that really sticks. Not because someone told you to do it, but because you feel the difference. You wake up less groggy. You have more patience. You start enjoying mornings again. And that's a beautiful shift to experience, especially after 60, 70, or even 80. And here's the truth. Spoken plainly, you deserve that shift. You deserve restful sleep, peaceful mornings, and days filled with more ease and struggle. It's not too late. You're not too old. Your body is still listening. It still wants to help you. You just have to give it the tools. Think of all the things your body has carried you through. The tough years, the hard decisions, the joy and the heartbreak. And here it is, still breathing, still trying, still ready to heal. So let's honor that. Let's get what it's asking for: rest, patience, rhythm, and care. There's no trophy for pushing through exhaustion. No medal for lying awake in silence and pretending everything's fine. What is heroic, what's truly brave, is recognizing when your body is tired and saying, okay, I hear you. Let's rest now. And if you ever doubt that something so small, a few simple breaths, can change your life, just remember, every powerful thing starts small. A tree starts with a seed. A song starts with a single note. A peaceful night starts with one quiet breath. Lunch, or in the afternoon when you're feeling sluggish or anxious, can set the stage for better sleep later. It's like gently dimming the lights before bedtime. Each breath you take during the day is one more step toward restfulness. You can also make it part of other routines. For example, many people like to use the 4-7-8 method right after brushing their teeth. It becomes a natural part of getting ready for bed. Or maybe you pair it with putting on your pajamas or turning down the bed. The more you connect this breathing pattern to the end of your day, the more your brain starts to see it as a signal. Okay, time to rest now. And if you live with a partner or even a grandchild who struggles with sleep, this can be something you share together. It can be a family habit. One couple in their 70s told me they both started doing 4-7-8 breathing every night, and it became a bonding ritual, something that brought them closer while also helping them rest. Imagine that. A technique so simple, yet so powerful, that it not only improves your health, but deepens your relationships. That's the kind of change that really sticks. Not because someone told you to do it, but because you feel the difference. You wake up less groggy. You have more patience. You start enjoying mornings again. And that's a beautiful shift to experience, especially after 60, 70, or even 80. And here's the truth. Spoken plainly, you deserve that shift. You deserve restful sleep, peaceful mornings, and days filled with more ease and struggle. It's not too late. You're not too old. Your body is still listening. It still wants to help you. You just have to give it the tools. Think of all the things your body has carried you through. The tough years, the hard decisions, the joy and the heartbreak. And here it is, still breathing, still trying, still ready to heal. So let's honor that. Let's get what it's asking for: rest, patience, rhythm, and care. There's no trophy for pushing through exhaustion. No medal for lying awake in silence and pretending everything's fine. What is heroic, what's truly brave, is recognizing when your body is tired and saying, "Okay, I hear you. Let's rest now." And if you ever doubt that something so small, a few simple breaths, can change your life, just remember, every powerful thing starts small. A tree starts with a seed. A song starts with a single note. A peaceful night starts with one quiet breath.